Yo, what is good, Jets Nation? Welcome back to Jets Media. This is Richie, and in this video, I want to give you guys my thoughts of the Jets and Packers day one of their joint practice. Luckily, we have the Jets B team over there in Green Bay, so we know everything that happened today. We got some injury news, and we're going to talk about everything that happened, what we saw from Zach Wilson, the Jets defense, and everything we basically took away from day one of the Jets joint practice. So before I hop into the video, I just want to mention if you guys are new to Jets Media, please consider smashing that subscribe button, and if you want to check me out over on Instagram and Twitter, that is at NYJets_media. And if you enjoy the video, please do not forget to thumbs it up. With that being said, let's hop right into the video. So first off, let's start off with the injury news. Elijah Vera-Tucker and Braxton Berrios had pads on and went through individual drills, so they are progressing in the injury front. That is very good news. Elijah Vera-Tucker cannot get here soon enough because, as we saw today, the offensive line struggled, and for Braxton Berrios to be on his way back, he has had a very good training camp up until he got injured. So really good news. Hopefully both of them can be back by next week. Now let's get into what we saw from the Jets and Packers joint practice. So the first thing that jumps out to me, and what you guys saw me preview in yesterday's video, what I was most excited for is Zach Wilson going up and meeting Aaron Rodgers and talking to him and picking his brain. Here's a video from SNY New York Jets giving us this awesome footage of Zach Wilson talking to Aaron Rodgers. Look at these two. First of all, the one thing that I notice in particular is some people say Zach Wilson might be a little too small to play the quarterback position. Well, hey, Zach Wilson 6'2", Aaron Rodgers 6'2", and do they look like they're different in size? Does Zach Wilson look like he's a lot smaller than Aaron Rodgers? I don't think so. Another awesome thing that I took away from these two, practicing together and the entire, Jets and Packers, relationship is Aaron Rodgers is going into year 3 with Matt LaFleur's offense, and Zach Wilson's going into year 1 with the younger brother, Mike LaFleur, his first time with the offense. So they have a very familiar, offense implementing two brothers, Aaron Rodgers and Zach Wilson. They get compared to each other a lot. A lot of people think Zach has a similar fluid motion, throwing motion. So it's really good to see these two talk. I feel like Jets fans could soak up this type of content all day long. Zach Wilson should be able to absorb any style of knowledge that he can get because Zach does not have a veteran on the roster. So this is huge for Zach Wilson. Now let's get into what we saw from the Jets in the practice in particular, going up against the Green Bay Packers. So the first thing I want to talk about is Zach Wilson and how he looked. So the talk of this training camp, or the talk today, is the offensive line did not play well at all. Zach Wilson was 12 of 23 and got sacked 7 times. But the really positive sign about this is Zach Wilson threw 0 interceptions, did not have any missed throws, did not get rattled, and he dealt with the pressure as good as you could possibly do in a practice against an opponent like the Green Bay Packers. We're going up against a championship roster. Their defense is legit, and Zach Wilson made very impressive throws. He had no interceptions, and again, that's very awesome to see. He also threw dimes to Corey Davis, had tested Alexander multiple times, and that's awesome that Zach Wilson was able to test one of the best corners in the league in Alexander, and he got the better of him multiple times. He targeted him in back-to-back possessions, and he threw zips and dimes to Corey Davis. So that's awesome that he has experience now against a top-tier corner like Alexander, and multiple great throws as well that other receivers dropped. I think Chris Herndon had a drop, and Keelan Cole had a drop as well, and those were apparently dimes from Zach Wilson. So it's really good sign that Zach going to Green Bay, going up against a very good defensive front, getting pressured almost every single snap, and still did not turn the ball over, protected the football, and played sound football. Made very impressive throws, stayed composed. He actually scrambled up the middle for a couple yards for a short gain. So I'm honestly taking this away as a positive for Zach Wilson, that he dealt with the pressure fine. He did not get too rattled. He did not, force a ball and throw an interception, because remember, we're going up against the Green Bay Packers that went to the NFC Championship last year. They have a very good stacked defense. Now let's get into the offensive line, because they definitely struggled, including Mekhi Becton. Mekhi Becton at left tackle. Preston Smith got the better of him. I think he got to Zach Wilson twice against Mekhi Becton, and then he let up a couple other sacks. A safety came around him, and I see a lot of Jets fans on Twitter concerned, saying, what happened to Mekhi Becton? Why is he not dominating every single practice? Well, listen, guys, Mekhi Becton is still 22 years old. We can't expect him to be dominant every single snap. He's still a work in progress. Just because he went out there his rookie season and, lock down the top-tier edge rushers as a rookie, we should not make our expectations as Mekhi Becton is a polished product. He's going to be playing like a sound left tackle veteran. Like, he still has a lot to learn in the league. I'm not concerned whatsoever. Obviously, I prefer Mekhi Becton to go out there and practice and dominate every single time, but preseason week 1, he looked fine. He was going up against the Giants defensive front, and he looked like he was solid. I did not see Mekhi Becton have any type of concerns, and I feel like he's also trying to, switch up his technique. He's used to going up against Carl Lawson every practice. Now he's going up against a different style of defense, different scheme, different players. So he's a work in progress. Mekhi Becton's going to learn from his mistakes. It's practice, guys. We're going up against a very, very good team in the Green Bay Packers. There's no need to panic. I understand that this offensive line has been getting worked all throughout training camp, to be honest, and Elijah Vera-Tucker is not practicing. Dan Feeney is indeed the left guard right now, and that could be a big issue as well. The interior offensive line is not doing good with Connor McGovern, Greg Van Roten, and Dan Feeney up there. So hopefully Elijah Vera-Tucker can switch that, but at the same time, the tackles are not playing well, especially today. All the sacks apparently came from the edge. But that's really my thoughts of the offensive line struggles. Hopefully that this style of, practices going up against a different opponent can help them. They can go back, look at the film, understand what they need to get better at, and because there's still a lot of time until week 1 of the regular season. Now let's get into some positive things about the offense. The running game did look good. The offensive line did get a lot of pushes. LaMichael Pirine had a 12-yard touchdown, and a hole was wide open from George Fant and Greg Van Roten, so the run went to the right side. Awesome to see LaMichael Pirine go in there. Connor Hughes keeps saying on Twitter that he's having a very good camp. You guys know how high I am on LaMichael Pirine. I never gave up on him. There's a lot of Jets fans going into training camp saying that he's a cut candidate. He doesn't fit the scheme. I never understood that mindset. This kid was, Adam Gase ran offense. He never got any touches behind Frank Gore, and you got to give him an opportunity in a new style of offense, and I feel like he's going to make an impact this season. So I'm happy to see that he is making a big impact so far in training camp. Ty Johnson also had a bunch of first down runs, and Michael Carter also looked impressive according to the Jets beat team. So it's awesome to see that the running game looked good, even though that the offensive line got worked in pass protection. The offensive line did do their job when it comes to running the football, and remember, that is what this offense is all about. We need to be able to be a ground and pound mentality, so it's a very good sign. Now let's get into the defensive side of the ball for the New York Jets, going up against Aaron Rodgers and this explosive offense that the Green Bay Packers have. Bryce Hall played extremely well against Davante Adams. He clamped him up multiple times. That's a very good sign. There was a play where Aaron Rodgers threw a bomb down the field, and Bryce Hall absolutely locked down Davante Adams. He had nowhere to go. He used the sidelines to his advantage. It was a good placed ball, but Bryce Hall was all over it, and Davante Adams cannot get there. And then there was another play where Rodgers targeted Davante Adams. Bryce Hall got a pass deflection. So that's awesome because Bryce Hall is a very young player. As we know, he's going into year 2. He does not have a lot of NFL experience. And for him to go up against a top-tier wide receiver like Adams, who's top 5 in the league, and be able to lock him down in joint practice, that's a very good sign for the development of Bryce Hall. And then speaking of another Bryce Huff had a sack, and we all saw what he did against the New York Giants in preseason. That's a very good positive sign. And then on the other side of the edge, Carl Lawson had a sack of his own, and he also had another pressure to Aaron Rodgers that forced him to throw a ball incomplete. So our edge rushers are looking good right now. Carl Lawson getting sacks, Bryce Huff getting sacks. Aaron Rodgers did have a 33-yard touchdown. It was a busted coverage up the middle. I think Marcus May was the nearest guy, but at the end of the day, it was a really good play design from Matt LaFleur, and Aaron Rodgers just flew a dime down the field to, I think it was Tanyan, over the middle, and it was a 33-yard touchdown. It was just busted coverage from the New York Jets. And then another player that actually looked decent today on the defensive side of things is rookie Michael Carter II. He was making a lot of plays, a lot of pass deflections. And then bless Austin, he had a pass breakup in the end zone, and then he followed that up with another pass deflection as well, and then he got beat for a touchdown, but he had good coverage, and then he got absolutely torched. So that's really the notes that I have from all the Jets news that we got from the Jets beat reporter. Shout out to DJ, shout out to Connor Hughes. Those two are the guys that are at Green Bay right now, giving us the play-by-play analysis of what's happening in Jets practice against the Green Bay Packers. So to finish off the video, I just want to give you guys my thoughts of this practice. We have to realize that the New York Jets are going up against one of the best teams in the NFL, and this is exactly what I expected. I did not expect the Jets to go in there and all of a sudden light it up, and Zach Wilson's coming off a good preseason performance, and the offensive line protected him, and we can't expect us to go into Green Bay and look like we're the better team. The Green Bay Packers look like they're a Super Bowl contending team like we all expected, and I see a lot of Jets fans getting concerned. Like, we have to realize where this Jets team is right now. We are going into a year of trying to build a foundation and trying to develop a culture here. We know that this is not the year to go all in for the playoffs. Obviously, it would be great if we go to the playoffs. Me personally, my expectations are not the playoffs. If they go to the playoffs and they exceeded my expectations, awesome. But we have to realize and ground ourselves and understand that this Jets team is far away from becoming a team that can compete with a team like the Green Bay Packers. So hold on to your expectations. Understand that these joint practices are only going to help out the New York Jets going up against a championship roster like the Packers, understanding how they go about their business offensively and defensively. Zach Wilson learning from Aaron Rodgers. Mekhi Becton learning against a really good defensive front, understanding what different type of schemes he's going to be looking at all throughout the season. This is a good sign for the entire Jets team. We're young, we're developing, we have first-time head coach Robert Saleh, first-time offensive play caller LaFleur. We have to ground ourselves in our expectations and understand that there's going to be a lot of bumps in the road this season, and that's okay because you need to learn from your mistakes before you can prosper and become a great football team down the line. So that's my thoughts of the Jets and Packers day one of joint practice. Stay tuned for more Jets content here on Jets Media. It means a lot that you guys stayed until the end. So if you did, comment down below a Jet emoji so I know that you were here all the way until the end, and make sure you smash that like button. Also comment down below some of your takeaways from the Jets Packers joint scrimmage. Love to hear what you guys have to say. Appreciate all the support. Let's go Jets. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.